Hello?
What's up, girl? What happened after Tony dumped you?
Girl, I'm over it. I went from heartbreak to hate.
Boy, Joy.
What up?
You got you an egg.
I know, I'm like, don't mind me while I eat my Cadbury egg. 'Tis the season.
'Tis the season. Jesus has risen, and so has the Cadbury egg.
The egg rises before Jesus.
They do like 2.5 months before Jesus. Actually, when is he coming out the oven this year?
I think it's April.
Is it April? Not that I pay attention. It's not on my. I don't need a bonnet. I ain't dyeing no eggs. There's nothing Eastery on my to-do list.
Because honestly, when you said a bonnet, I was like, why are you bringing black women's hair into this? You know that.
I know.
You know the culture we live in.
I know the culture.
I was like,
I'm sorry.
Explain yourself.
Joy's getting very upset. What does a white man know about a bonnet? Well, if they're pastel and lacy, I know lots. Thank you. You know, back in the day when everybody would wear those pastel Easter outfits.
I know what you're talking about.
I know you had one.
Why?
You had to have with the white frilly socks and all that.
I had more than one. It was like a yearly.
Yeah. Did you like switch it up every year, or were you like purple every year?
No, like
Lavender.
you had to get the fancy Easter outfit for church every year. So, yeah, it would change because, you know, it's more like when you're young, so you're obviously not the same size.
Oh, yeah, I guess you do grow. I didn't grow for 2 years of my childhood, so.
The way you said that, like, oh, I guess growing is a thing.
From like 4 to 6, my body didn't grow. You know that, right?
I don't know that. I don't think we've ever discussed that.
My bones are technically like 2 years younger than the rest of my age.
Why does this feel like the kind of thing you're making up right
I'm
now?
not.
Okay.
I'm not actually. I was a little child.
We talked about that, but not the part of your bones not growing for 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what the doctor said.
Well, I'm glad it worked out in the end.
Yeah, by me gaining twice as much weight in 2 years. Anyway, fuck. We're moving on. Me and Science are divorcing this year. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not.
Actually, no, I'm becoming...
I was like, how can we... honestly, we don't really use the other sounds. We really kind of only use science.
What the white?
Right, I forgot that was one of our sounds. I could have used that when you were talking about bonnets.
Anyway, we're here to talk about mixtapes, right?
Why it gotta be a mixtape?
Why does it have to be a mixtape? I mean, obviously, I really need people to divorce I'm using divorce a lot this episode. I don't know why.
You're obsessed.
I've been watching British TV, and they do say instead of like remove yourself from situation, like divorce yourself from something.
Yes.
It's more of a used term.
We already had an episode in the car where you used a British accent for a pronunciation of a word. So yes, I'm familiar
Parameter?
with
What was it? What did I say?
Parameter. I was like, oh, we're very British. It's usually me doing
Parameter is what I said, right? No.
No, it was parameter.
You're fucking me up now.
Okay.
Anyway.
The mixtape. Back in the day, that was the thing. Like, you had different themed mixtapes.
Absolutely.
For, you know what I mean? And you would make a tape for somebody.
Tape. There are very few things that I will say are better back in my day. And I'm very for new things and all kinds of technology. And I DJ, and I love a playlist. Obviously, I had the radio show. But it's better. Mixtapes are better. It's like witchcraft. You put time and effort. Even CDs aren't aren't like a mixtape, because a mixtape you had to either wait for the song on the radio,
right,
or you had to get another cassette tape, put it into the cassette player, line them up correctly, plus record. Because you had to know a motherfucker that had that tape to get that tape. Because not everybody was, not everyone could have 40 million songs.
Right. Not
On their
everyone belonged
phone.
to Columbia House or what were the big competitors? We talked about one of
BMG
them.
Music.
BMG. That's right. BMG and Columbia House were the two biggest.
Capitol Records.
I never had them.
MC Hammer was on Capitol. Anyway.
Right. Okay, but you would make a tape, right? So we have, in theory, created 3 different tapes. And I think we're going to start with the initial crush, which is really kind of what started the whole mixtape. Like,
Right.
you had a crush on somebody. You wanted them to know. How do you express it perfectly? Through the songs of others. Duh.
Through the songs of others. So you obviously have mixtaped somebody. That's kind of like fucking somebody. It's kind of like swiping left, right? Or right. Whichever one's right.
Like swiping right is the right thing. Yeah.
Right. So, like, that's the initial, like, I made this tape for you.
Yeah.
Because, like, I would take the mixtape and I would decorate the cover. I would have, like, my own artwork on the covers
wow.
and stuff. Like,
You
I
were
was
doing
in.
good. Listen,
I was in.
I'm one of those people who does not have awesome handwriting, so I was doing good to, like, slowly write the titles out where you could still read it. So I didn't have time for artwork.
Well, see, the thing of it is, you are a different person than me. I didn't write the songs out. I just drew art. Because
okay.
in my head, the discovery of the music.
Aha.
Because if you read the mixtape, you're like, oh, this motherfucker thinks this, that, and the other about me. Fuck this bitch. So let me toss this mixtape into the dumpster or whatever, set it on fire. But
aggressive.
I would put it in my desk and never, or locker and never to see again. But if you don't put the songs on there, they have to know what's on it. It's like a total found footage movie, a horror movie. You've got to watch it.
Okay.
Archive 81. It's a pretty decent show. Anyway.
All right. Go team. I feel like we've learned a lot.
Anyway.
We've learned a lot about each other in this last couple minutes.
So we made 3 mixtapes. Do you want to tell the audience what the mixtapes are?
I just said the first one. I thought we would wait to announce the others,
Oh, okay.
but along your theme,
Mm-hmm.
making people stay.
Crush.
Crush is the first one, yeah.
And so we're thinking, what was your motivation? What put you what age range did you have? Like candles that you burnt for it? Did you like set up an altar, or did you just be like, oh, when I'm in love with somebody, I'm in love, LOVE.
Okay, no, you're over here doing the most. I did not do any of that.
Okay.
I have quite a few playlists in general, right, in my streaming. So, which for the record is not Spotify. Just wanna say that for the record. Haven't been on Spotify. Haven't been using Spotify. Just throwing that hat in the ring, since people are not only out here giving misinformation, they're also highly racist. But that's neither here nor there.
Right.
So I have quite a few playlists in my streaming service, and so I just kind of like, there were some that I was like, oh, automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me just give a throwaway one that you
Okay.
have to put on there. Crush by Jennifer Page. But like the mixed version is a little bit faster. So it's not
Just a little crush.
That's
Okay,
yes!
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was like, I mean, if we're gonna do a Crush mixtape, Crush, the song is gonna be on there. Duh.
Okay.
Although it took me a minute to remember what the hell her name
Oh,
was.
you would never.
You would never.
Never.
Yeah, bless her heart.
She wore a lot of purple in that video, I remember.
But so I had a few songs in mind, but then I also like had to scroll through a couple of the themed playlists to be like, oh yeah, like that. What was your process?
Well, initially I was like, okay, bitch, you literally had a radio show. Do you even need to put any effort into this? Just plop a playlist that you had, because you had themed playlists for 2 years.
That's
like,
true.
but I I stepped out of myself.
Okay.
I came up out of myself. Sounds very white when I say it. And I decided that I would approach it from a non-BAUB way.
Okay.
Like maybe a younger Bob.
Okay.
Maybe not so angry. Maybe not so...
a little more hopeful.
A little more hopeful, less rage. Because we're still talking crush, and I know that sounds... All these words I'm saying sounds. But listen... My crush music would go to psychotic stalking music. It would easily go there in like 2.3 seconds. And so the playlist started that way, but then I thought... When I was a kid and I listened to a lot of 50s and 60s music in the 80s, so that meant the flashback channels. And a lot of those songs were about first love. Mm-hmm. So a lot of my playlists came from that. So like My Girl, like those kind of things, What a Wonderful World, and like, you know, just different ones that were like very, you know, the girl groups, the Ronettes, and Then He Kissed Me kind of stuff. Okay. I mean, not to say that my playlist isn't 3 hours and 2 minutes long.
Oh my God.
But so... We could definitely get into other songs that weren't that genre, but that's where my brain kind of went to. Okay. And then I expanded beyond that into other things. So.
This is why you asked it, because we had a discussion, a quick text, I should say. Not a full discussion, but like, how long is this going to be? I'm like, oh, I mean, we got 3 of them to go through for both of us, so I'm not even, I just chose... Because I was like, I think there's going to be more on here than we will have time to discuss.
Right, yeah, obviously. Because, I mean, the sex playlist, I think, is 5 hours long.
You're killing me.
But there's definite ones that are like, these are the most mixed playlists I've ever had. Okay. Because I don't mix playlists anymore. Like, I have, like, uber goth, uber country, uber love songs, uber R&B. I separate... Okay. Everything out in my playlist now. So like these are very cross. Yes, I'm into segregation. Very 1950s.
It's getting very very toxic over here. Gonna have to rethink my friendships.
Okay. So give me another one. Okay.
And during Black History Month.
You better be lucky I'm chewing Skittles. Wait, aren't Skittles racist too?
Are Skittles also racist?
I don't know. TikTok's on something about Skittles currently.
Oh, that hasn't made it to my side. Okay, so let's just dive in, shall we? Okay, I'm just gonna give you a few. So obviously, Crush is on here, and this is also in no particular order. I apologize. I'll list a few that you aren't gonna know. So like Home by Daughter. I recommend the band Daughter to anybody. Amazing. Holy Ghost by Borns. I know, some of these titles you're like, wait, what? And I feel like this is why it's also safe to put the title in sometimes, because you have to hear it. Because Holy Ghost, you're like, so now we're getting spiritual? Not at all. Not at all. No. Give Me Love by Maverick Sabre. Okay. Gala Gurian by Punjabi MC. Because you know I love me some Indian music.
Right.
I'm going to give you some stuff, and you're like, what is this person even saying? Listen to how it sounds, and then you'll know. Okay. Hold You in My Arms by Ray LaMontagne. Now that's very, like, sweet and, like, oh, aren't you the best? My Eye by Sainabo Say. I think that's how you say her name. I apologize. Come Over by The Internet. Do you know The Internet? No.
I mean, I've been using it since '96, but no, I don't think I know the internet.
The Internet is a great band. Their lead singer is named Sid SYD.
Sid, don't they have solo music?
They do, okay. And they actually come up on my next playlist. Okay. So, anyways, Come Over by The Internet. I want everybody to. It's just such a fun song. It's upbeat, but it's also like, I'm trying to get with you. Like, let's make this happen. Quit tripping. Why is you playing games?
Okay.
I'll pause there. And
you want me to interject now?
Yeah, let's let you have some.
'Cause I thought I'd be the snobby motherfucker with all these bands that no one's ever heard of, but I do know Joy, so I do know she has a lot of stuff in her pocket musically. Chewing Skittles. Anyway, so I did the first song I actually was like, what song would you really want on your crush playlist? And I did "Sexy Boy" by Air. I don't know if you know that song. Literally, almost the only word in the song is like "sexy boy," and it's just like very. Air makes music that literally sounds like their name. It's like very airy, very synth. It's from the 90s. They did the whole Virgin Suicide soundtrack. So if you remember that mood, it's very much a mood.
It is a mood.
Slow. And so I did, this is a weird one, but I did Annette Funicello's song called Tall Paul.
Okay.
And she talks about this crush that she has written on the wall. I love Paul. So it's really stupid. And it's called Tall Paul, and it's like a minute long. Anyway, I did a couple that you probably would expect from an 80s playlist, which is Loverboy by Billy Ocean. Wanna be I'm just gonna sing every one of them. Atomic by Blondie, because I could make an entire Blondie love playlist, whatever. I did put this song on here that I'd like to talk about briefly. It's by Alison Moyet, or Moyet, however you pronounce it, and what other country or state you're in. And it's a song called Whispering Your Name, and it's a song about Allison being in love with a person who's still in love with the person that broke up with them, and she whispers her name to Allison. And so, like, it's all about how she doesn't want to hurt this person the way the person that broke up with them did, but, like, she's struggling with the fact that she's in love with this person who's still in love with someone else.
Wow, okay.
And Alison Moyet, if you all don't know, she sings lead singer of Yaz. If you know that band from the 80s, like, you would listen to some Yaz music, you'd know.
Okay.
She's got a very, like, high-pitched voice, but it's also sort of like a masculine tone to it. So I don't know, I don't know what levels of music are. But I also have a sort of Jesus-y song that's not a Jesus-y song at all on mine. And it's Jesus Loves You, but Not As Much As I Do by Eve's Plum, which is named after Eve Plum from...
I do remember this, because you played on the radio, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I was gonna say,
and it's lead singer is Vitamin C, technically.
Okay.
And who was Amber Von Tussle on the only Hairspray movie by John Waters.
The only.
So that's some non-60s kind of stuff I did.
Okay. Check you out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, near the end of my playlist, it gets a little bit more like, okay, we're not really crushing, like, this shit is real.
Mm-hmm.
Like Make You Feel by Alina Baraz and Galamatis, which is almost kind of, honestly, that whole EP, it's called Urban Flora, is very, like, dreamy, and it's like dreamy, but like R&B dreamy, we're almost about to fuck type of.
Okay.
That's like, the shit is getting real. And of course, I Love You by Estero. It's like, I love you. It's like, that song is so good. It's so good. It's like, but that's like, you really got to be deep in it. You got to be bold if you're going to announce
I love you.
Because that whole song, there's no, it's not like, it's not a hint, okay? It's like, this is really real.
This is real.
So maybe make sure the person feels somewhat similar before you go throwing that on there.
So, I had a song that almost went into my fuck list. Secret Lovers by Atlantic Star.
Okay. Yeah.
Like a little hint that I want to be your lover kind of thing. I don't care if you got a boyfriend. I'm willing to fuck, down to fuck. DTF. It's a DTF song, right? We can still care about them, but we get fucked. You were fucking each other. So it's a very good, like, let's hook up song. And then shockingly, I wish we had some suspenseful music.
So suspenseful.
I had Estero on mine as well.
What? Which one?
It was a fight. So, I love you.
Uh-huh.
You can keep that as the I love you, I'll tell you, for the year.
Right.
But also, I put Country Living.
Okay.
Because because she even says a line in there, I want to find a lover who'll go that far. And so That, and then I almost did Every Day's a Holiday with You, because that literally
that
steps out
is-
a relationship from when you meet somebody from
Yeah.
the first day. So,
Yeah.
so I knew you would have a Thero somewhere in these mixtapes, and so I was like,
Obviously.
I have to get to mine too.
Yes.
So, sweet.
Awesome. Do you want to tell the people what's next?
I want you to tell them, because I every time I put a song into this playlist, I heard the opposite of the TikTok trend was I understood the assignment. I kept thinking maybe I'm not understanding this assignment. So you tell them what you thought the assignment was.
The assignment was music for fucking.
Okay, cool.
And I kicked it off with Insatiable by Prince.
Insatiable. Okay.
No, it's
No.
not.
Oh wait.
You remember it's much slower. And he's like, there's a lot of like the ahas, but like don't make me try to recreate a Prince moment. I can't.
You literally just did on a song last week. Don't even act like you didn't.
That was different. I'm nervous now. But anyways, definitely kicked it off with Insatiable. It's in the word, people. If you don't know it, look it up on the dictionary. Mine had a very heavy R&B lane to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're fucking, that's the perfect, you know what I mean? Like, Feel It by Jaquise. I'm gonna make All the Time by Jeremy, which is like early in the morning is when I want to sleep with you. Like it's very much
like my normal day kind of situation.
You really do have a thing for early morning.
I don't have a thing for early morning. The
clients
always
do
have.
do that. You always claim it's the other people, but it takes two to be available for the early morning is my point.
If you don't stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, or something like that. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. There you go.
Backwards.
Yes.
What does your tape kick off with? Because now I'm concerned that
I kicked it off with something I thought Joy would want to listen to on our sex tape. No, Angel by Angela Winbush.
Oh, you know how I love that song.
Mine is a very heavy R&B based playlist as well. I have some Anita Baker, some, I don't think I feel like I have enough time for a playlist when I'm having sex, but I actually do have a sex playlist. It's called Pink Light, because that's the lights in my bedroom are pink, and it's filled with just very like trip hop, very just beats, low vocals, just like. They can go fast, they can go slow. You kind of just rhythmic sex, that kind of stuff. So I was like,
it feels like a coaching playlist. You're like, if you need them to change the speed, you're like, next song.
Speed up. Yeah, I'm like over here clicking with my phone, swiping. No, so that's what I normally listen to, but I did R&B heavy this one out.
Okay. All right. Heavy with the Raheem Devon. Now I only chose one, which is You. Which surprisingly he uses that word a lot of times because it's like it's all about you, be with you. But Raheem Devon, especially when he first came out, pretty much all his songs are appropriate for fucking. Like he was like, this is who I am. This is what I'm here for. You are welcome. So very much that. I kind of did one that's a little you wouldn't expect. BJ the Chicago Kid. Resume, and his song is kind of like, I need a job, can you hire me? But it's very much like you're hiring me for that thing. Check that song out. Amazing. Gentleman by Gallant, which is all about the glory of oral sex and how much of a gentleman he is. Like, not only that, but like also I don't know. It's very graphic, but it's like kind of sung so sweetly that if you're not paying attention to the words, you're just like, oh, I love it. And then you're like, wait a minute, what did you just say?
Right. Rewind.
Okay, Gallant. Also, Gallant makes a lot of amazing music for fucking.
Fucking music. Okay.
Yeah. I know a lot of these people. I don't know what that says about me, but nonetheless, I have quite a few recommendations I can give folks. Oh, and Body by Sid.
Okay.
Because I said she makes the
yeah.
list. I have more, but go ahead. You?
Okay, so I guess like I said, heavy R&B, but there were a few songs that were not necessarily R&B, which were "Hot in the City" by Billy Idol. And it's about having sex with a stranger. Never done it. Then
Only Love for Bob.
"Hungry Like the Wolf" by Duran Duran. Because I would fuck the entire Duran Duran band today and back then. But I also had I had "Enjoy" by Bjork, which is a very sexual song. I had "Fast Lane" by Estero.
Oh, nice.
But the one song on here that I'm a major fan of, that a lot of people don't know this song, even though it was heavily played in video rotation, but it's called "Piano in the Dark" by Brenda Russell. When he plays piano in the dark.
Oh, wait, yes, I do.
Which is about fingering.
Never thought about that.
Think about it.
Is it? But no, I mean.
When he plays piano.
No, I get
the whole
it,
song's about being smooth and being in love, and but it's like it just makes her cry when he plays piano in the dark. So
that's a wild moment, because I think I haven't thought about the song in years, but
no,
hadn't thought of that.
I will go at least once or twice a year. Today was one of the days that I will play that song like 6 times in a row. Because I love that song. It's one of those songs. I know you like "Angel" a lot by Angela Winch. Like, I literally that song. And then I did like Untitled, D'Angelo, Red Light Special, TLC, "Knockin' the Boots" by H-Town.
Oh shit, "Knockin' the Boots."
"So Anxious" by Genuine.
Obviously.
"I Wanna Sex You Up" by Color Me Bad. Because I feel sometimes if you're not laughing during sex, are you having fun?
I am, because when that album that they had that on, I had it on cassette.
Oh, you did.
Of course I did. In my little Walkman. Like, that's the age when you're, like, starting to daydream. And you're first starting to have, like, these daydreams. But it's still kind of only PG-13, because you don't really know any of the X... Although I guess it's NC-17 now. But you don't know any of that X-rated shit.
No. I mean, yeah, but I'm thinking about you as a child, not me.
We were on different timelines.
We were, because, I mean, by the time that song came out, I had already had, like, 2... I had NWA cassettes. I had already had 2 Live Crew cassettes. So 2 Live Crew is where I learned all my sexual stuff. S&M is one of my favorite 2 Live Crew songs. You should listen that up if you want to hear vulgar words about the LGBTQ community, but in a positive way. But no, but Color Me Bad kind of gave you everything, because they had the one light-skinned dude in it. Then they had the dude that looked like George Michael in it. They had the Latino guy in it. Then they had the guy that looked like Kenny G, because some people were wetting over Kenny G back then. So they had all these different looking, guys.
Don't tell people about those dark days.
I think the millennials don't know, and Gen Z definitely does not know the amount of panties that were tossed at Kenny G. And if you don't know who Kenny G,
disturbing as you reflect back on it. It's true though. The other day, listeners, I was bringing up Yanni because Yanni was big around the time of Kenny G.
Absolutely.
And my grandfather loved Yanni, so I have listened to at least 4 or 5 different Yanni albums, okay? Against my will, but it's like I wanted to spend time with my you know what I mean? So.
Oh, that reminded me, there was somebody else. Who was the one guy that was actually good looking?
I don't know. Was there another? I don't know.
Yeah, there was like a jazz guy. Oh, Dave Cause.
Oh.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Anyway, I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm not gonna get into it. He's probably racist.
But anyways, it was a different time back then, kids. We didn't have as much to work with. All right, it wasn't as polished, and women were losing their shit over this dude that could play saxophone. So yeah, there was like, because Kenny G's not a looker at all, but I feel like people kind of liked his curly hair.
Like, if you were like, oh my god, I'm gonna hook up with Kenny G tonight, you'd go to like a bookstore and buy a bunch of books. You would like buy a bunch of utilities that no one would ever use in a kitchen, like high-end kitchen utensils, and like a citrus, like I don't know what I'm talking about, something that Julianne's fry, like potatoes and stuff, like a mandolin, a mandolin, and so you would have all these things around your house, just like with price tags still on, so you can impress Kenny G, because you know what that tongue about to do.
Ew, let's move on.
Anybody that plays a woodwind instrument has to have good tongue action. It's a whole part of it. Tongue in the reed.
I'm gonna go sanitize my brain. Before I do, I would just like to encourage people to check out Sabrina Claudio. Specifically, I chose. I didn't choose a song. I just had to. I have on here a shout out to Sabrina Claudio because this is like the more innocent of fucking. Giveon, Like I Want You. He's a newer person that's emerged, and then you could always get you some good old Tank. I don't know how familiar you are with Tank's work, but clearly, I mean, Tank is one of those singers who's like definitely heavy R&B, very muscular, very much. Loves to talk about fucking and sucking. Ooh. And any aspect of it, he will talk about it in an interview in a heartbeat. The song I chose was WWJD, which does not stand for what you think it stands for. And I'm here to tell you, I listened to the song multiple times, and he does not tell you what WWJD is, but he gives you other ideas. Okay,
he's just trying to get you to Jesus, right?
I think that could be it.
Yeah. All right. So, the third one, which is the breakup.
Yeah,
which was really hard for me.
Was it?
Yeah, because I'm just gonna have every angry woman. My shit's angry woman music.
Oh, I mean, I assumed we were going angry.
Oh no, I took
were
a
you
step
trying to
back.
Find the gentle? I was like. Oh, see, we understood the assignment differently because the breakup mine is definitely anger.
Okay, what you got?
Bust Your Windows by Jasmine Sullivan. Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Bust the windows out your car. Yes. Mm-hmm. Big for Your Boots by Stormzy, because we have to have a British moment. I Might Need Security by Chance the Rapper. Do you know that one? Because that one is just fuck you. Fuck you. Like, he just says fuck you over and over again. And then, obviously, he's got bars, but a lot of fuck yous. That's a perfect song for a breakup. Tyrone by Erykah Badu, obviously.
I almost put Tyrone on here.
I Owe You Nothing by Sina Bose. Again, she's a great singer. And then I have 3 songs by a little artist known as Miss Pettycake. They Ain't Shit, Tom Petty, and Hate Your Face.
I mean, self-promotion. I didn't know we were self-promoting. I might would have put one of my songs on the breakup list.
Because I said to myself, if I don't put some of my songs on here, Bob is going to be like, but, like, really nothing from the EP?
I'm going to toss that in the end,
Oh.
So, I went with songs that make me cry.
Okay.
That are breakup songs. And so the first song I remember ever crying to was The Winner Takes It All by ABBA. Which is very emotional. I did have Tears Dry on Their Own by Amy Winehouse. I had a song by my friend Angie, who passed away last year. It's Easier When You're Here, which is a very, very sad song. And this one might throw you. Because it's not a breakup song. It's more like you got broken up to be against your will, but you wondering about the people that broke up with you that you never even knew because you are an orphan, and it's Maybe off the Annie soundtrack.
Wow.
Yeah.
You did go left for that.
Because it's such a sad song. It's so much Maybe Far Away. Like that whole as far as musical goes, that's kind of where it stops for me. Like anything made in the late 70s. I had some "Give Me Back My Man" by B-52s, "Romeo" by Basement Jaxx. Used to be my Romeo.
Basement Jaxx.
Of course, I had "Total Eclipse of the Heart" on here.
Nice.
Which honestly probably could have fit on a bunch of different ones. But I put something on here by a little known artist named Brandy. "What About Us?"
Yes.
Like, that was a good jam. It was a third album, like early 2000s.
Yeah.
What About Us? Yeah, The Full Moon album. So
okay, yes. I
did put Tyrone on here.
Yes.
And Enrique Iglesias, "Be With You."
Wow. Unexpected. Would not in a million years have guessed you'd choose that.
I mean, there's
song.
lots of other French stuff on here, some
Okay.
Olivia Newton-John stuff, but I mean, like, I thought about it. Pretty hardcore. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
So, are you gonna make any mixtapes for anybody for Valentine's Day?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm abstaining from any kind of secondary jobs or work, and so there's no tapes needed.
I can't wait to get home to you. I got so much work to do. Vanessa Williams, work. So, is there anything that I mean, obviously we're from mixtape generation.
Yes.
And if you think you are, you're probably not. You're probably from a hipster generation that redid it again later in the early 2000s. But mixtape nonetheless. Mm-hmm. So, what are your final thoughts on a mixtape?
I just think what I liked about them is it represented the extra effort and work that you were willing to put in. Like you said, because of what you had to go through in order to make a mixtape.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas like now it's like if somebody just sends you a song, like you can hit the share button off of a song in your little app or whatever. That didn't take you you didn't work for it, okay? Prove that this means something by doing some damn work.
That brings up a good love song. "Prove Your Love" by Taylor Dayne. Got to prove your love.